I noticed this interesting thing about this joke I have. I do this joke about like helping your buddy move,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a wordplay thing I do. It's like, because the joke starts out, I'll say it. It goes, I've had to help my buddy move last week, and it's always the same thing. It's always like, hey, don't worry, I already took care of all the little things. It's just the heavy stuff I need help with. Oh, fucking nice. And then that gets a laugh. And then I go, yeah, it's never light items, But, so it's funny because I go, things, stuff, items.
Yeah, you never repeat the same descriptor.
Yeah, because I can't...
That's a huge thing in joke telling. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
And I didn't... It took a while. And it's funny because I go things, stuff, items in that order exactly. I don't go stuff, things, items.
Mm-hmm.
Things, stuff, items. And this, no one cares about this, I feel like.
No one's watching anymore.
No.
But I'm interested.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, it does, because you can't do the same thing like back to back. How did you come up with that order of like how you were going to say that?
So it's like trying to make it sound as natural as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't say, I was helping my buddy move the other day, and I feel like it's always the same phone call. They call you and they're like, hey, don't worry, I already took care of all the little stuff. It's just the heavy stuff I need help with.
You said stuff twice.
Oh, nice, yeah. They never call you when they need light stuff moved.
That's stuff 3 times.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah. So it's things, stuff, items.
And
items was the weird one. I was like, yeah, no, it's never light items, and that's funny on its own. That's just a funny word sounding thing.
But why is that?
I don't know.
It's like it's a definite thing that like repeating the same kind of thing twice in one joke doesn't really lend itself to it being funny. But if you can split it up like that, it makes it funnier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think many people really catch on to that, except for comedians.
Mm-hmm.
But it is something I had to do, and because I did it for the longest time, saying stuff 3 times or things 3 times, but yeah, when I cracked that code of stuff, things, things, stuff, items,
mm-hmm.
it made it work perfectly. I don't know why, but yeah, I never repeat a word, but all those 3 words mean the exact same thing, but I'm just saying them differently.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's like it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And once you change that up, you get a real response.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I was struggling with a situation like that recently, and I cannot for the life of me remember it. No, I remember it was. You remember all those wildfires that were happening in Canada, and then all the smoke blew into New York City, and it was like a huge news thing for a couple of days. I had a joke. The whole point of the joke was like this isn't the first time Manhattan's been covered in smoke. It was a 9/11 bit.
Yeah.
But I referenced New York City in the first part of it, and I had to reference it again, but I couldn't say New York City, so I swapped it with Manhattan.
Yeah.
Which is more specific and makes people kind of turn to the 9/11 reference a little bit more, because it's one of those jokes where like the audience has to fill in the punchline.
Yeah.
Because you can't say New York twice, so you go New York, and then the second time you reference it's Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. And then another one could be like the city.
Yeah.
Like you never see that over the city.
Mm-hmm.
The city is good.
Or you could cheap out. You could even just go like NYC.
Yeah.
But like as long as you don't repeat the same reference, for some reason that makes the joke funnier.
Yeah, it does. And it's just like it's a weird writing thing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, dude.
And I don't hear a lot of people talk about that, but it is an interesting thing. But yeah, that's an interesting little inside baseball for comedy writing there.
All 60 people that started this podcast have all stopped and watched something else.
Well,
they're watching Taylor Swift era's stadium videos right now.
I wish I could be watching those right now
instead of our podcast. Being super autistic about comedy.
Yeah, dude. Look, we talk about comedy here, folks.
Yeah.
If you don't want to hear deep cut inside baseball about stand-up comedy, turn it off. Turn it off.